Friends, in this beautiful sunny afternoon, we are going to meditate upon the question of inner freedom. When we hear this word freedom, what is the resonance inside? Is there a deep yes coming? Yes, there is something beautiful about this state of freedom. And perhaps we are deeply, knowingly or unknowingly, seeking that freedom. During this meditative talk, is it possible to taste, to be open to this realm of inner freedom? What is this state? Let us very slowly, gently explore it. So, in the very beginning, my invitation is can I be free to listen? Because usually we are not free to listen. So, my first invitation is can I allow myself to listen fully, completely? We are going to explore the essential tools for this inner freedom. And when we are using the word tool, it is not something as if it is separate from me. You can use the word energy instead of tool, you can use the word quality or a state. Or a doorway to that inner freedom. And one of the fundamental tools for this inner freedom is deep listening. In order to listen, there has to be an inner freedom. That is why I am asking this question, am I free to listen totally now? Listen to what? Listen to everything that is happening in this moment. You are hearing certain words. How am I listening to these words? The reactions or responses that are arising while hearing these words, am I listening to that? And there are gaps between the words, and you can perhaps also hear the sound of the breeze or the ocean or the birds. So, you see, there is a whole field of listening. There is not one thing happening, the whole life is happening in this moment, inwardly and outwardly. So, am I free to listen to everything without any resistance? And if resistance is arising, can I also listen to that? So, there is no any limit to this listening, there is no condition. If I have any motive or expectation in listening, can I be also aware of that? Because when there is any expectation or motive, I am not free to listen. If my mind is comparing with what I have heard in the teachings, then also I am not free to listen. If any judgment is arising, in short, if any activity or movement of thought is coming that is limiting my listening, so can I be simply aware of it? And ask this question, can I completely listen to everything that is happening in this moment without any choice? Then this space of listening itself opens a vast realm of inner freedom. One of the essential insights of J. Krishnamurti's teachings is freedom is not at the end of a journey or process. Freedom is at the very beginning. So, it is not that we are going to have a glimpse or understand freedom at the end of our exploration or dialogue or this talk, but this freedom is in the very beginning. When I am listening fully with all my energy, with all my senses, with my heart, with my mind, with my emotion, feelings, with whole of my body, when there is this totality, isn't it a state of freedom? So, when I am fully present here and now, listening is happening, and in that listening there is a sense of freedom. I am not waiting anything in that listening, there is no expectation, there is no even desire to reach somewhere. It is just an effortless movement of life. And when I am fully present and listening is happening, is there any separation between you and me, between the speaker and the listener? I feel that all separation dissolves in this space of listening. Because I am fully present, that means my whole being is in silence, in stillness. And there is no me in this listening, there is no ego in it, which is trying to do something, trying to achieve something, trying to become something. All this movement of becoming comes to an end in this space of listening. And when there is no becoming, which means when there is no activity of the ego or the me, isn't it a state of freedom? So, this deep listening, which is a great gift of life, is one of the fundamental tools for this inner freedom. To be more precise, linguistically, I would say this deep listening is freedom. So, the words and the language which we are using now, they are inherently limited. That is why listening also demands to listen beyond the word, not catch the word, because words are dualistic. So, we use the words, something is constructed, a meaning, but at the same time we have to deconstruct whatever meaning words have generated. You see, both can go together. So, we are using this tool knowing very well it is limited. So, I am not depending on this tool, but I am using it mindfully, wisely, and then put it aside. So, not to hold on to any word or any statement. This is part of deep listening. You listen, and in some sense you also drop all the words or forget in some sense, not to cling to any word. This is important. Let the words flow, and what is behind the word, if there is any depth, if there is any silence, a sense of connectedness or deep love, that fragrance will be left inside you if you do not hold on to the word. And that fragrance, that energy, that is important, not the word. Yeah. So, this is the power of deep listening, that you become empty in this listening, because you are not holding on to anything. You are not trying to grasp anything. There is a beautiful story. There was a seeker who has been really studying hard for whole of his life. All the scriptures, Upanishads, Vedanta, everything. But he was feeling that that inner freedom, that taste of inner freedom was not coming. Something was missing. And after making all efforts, he was about to give up. And he heard about a teacher, a Zen teacher. He said, a friend of him recommended him, just visit that teacher, who is a bit unusual. So, as a last effort, he went to visit that teacher in his ashram, and he shared his pain that he has made so much effort, tried everything, but this state of inner freedom is something he is not able to experience. So, when this teacher heard him, he was simply quiet and full of compassion for this sincere seeker. And he said quietly, the teacher, you have been making too much effort, and that is coming in your way. Can you simply drop this stress, this excessive effort to experience something, to reach somewhere, and just relax? And it was received with great relief to this seeker, because everybody was saying you have to make lot of effort, meditate, study, this and that. And here is a teacher who is inviting, just drop everything. Be simple, be humble. So, he said, that seeker, can I stay in your ashram for a while? And the teacher said, of course, you are welcome. And then he asked that seeker, while I am here, can you give me some task, something to do? So, the teacher smiled, you are again asking for something to do. Can't you be just as you are? But he said, okay, whenever you feel like that you want to do something, but it is not a doing, there is a stream which is flowing near the ashram, you just go and sit by the stream. Do nothing, just sit, be fully present there and listen, just listen, do nothing, or allow listening to happen. You do not have to make even effort to listen, simply be there and listen to the stream, to the birds, to the leaves, to the wind, whatever. So, this was something very new to that student, and he followed that guidance, and he was just sitting by the stream, not doing anything, listening and listening. And a moment came that his whole being was quiet. He was not striving to become something spiritually, to reach somewhere or to experience something. Suddenly his whole being was at peace with what is. Sometimes we don't realize that what is profound can be very simple, but mind tells a story that it has to be complicated. I have to make enormous effort, and that enormous effort on the part of the mind, that comes in the way, that blocks the freedom which is available here and now in being simple, in being effortless. With this deep listening comes another quality which you can say is another essential tool for freedom, and that is pure observation. When you are listening, when you are in a state of this deep listening, your whole being is also looking, observing whatever is. When I am observing, what is happening in that observation? Am I observing from my accumulated knowledge, from a past background? This is what we are taught. But here what Krishnamurti is inviting us is to observe without any past baggage. Can I look at a flower, at a tree, without the interference of my knowledge about it? In the beginning, knowledge will appear by habit. Can that be observed as it is? And see the limitation of this knowledge. It has its place, and can I allow it to rest, not come in the way of observation, simply observe whatever is. So, when I am fully present, listening deeply, there is also a flow of observation happening from that state of silence, from a state of presence. Then I am really free to observe, and that observation is freedom. It may be easier to observe nature without that heavy baggage of the past, but the real challenge comes when we observe each other, when we observe ourselves in a relationship, because we have so much accumulated knowledge about oneself and the other. So, we are usually not free to observe. First, to realize this, that how I am not free to observe. When I am filled with my prejudice, with my ideas, concepts about myself or about the other person, I am meeting myself and the other person only through that baggage. So, I am not free at all. Now, the invitation is, can I observe without this baggage? Now, perhaps the mind may react immediately and say, how can I observe without this baggage? I do not know. You can also listen to this story of the mind that which says, I don't know. At the same time, invite oneself what is stopping me from watching myself without any image, without any story which my mind has accumulated. Just for one moment, 1 second, can I watch myself fully? From this silent presence. And can I do it now? Now this invitation is not for tomorrow, but for now. We are all sitting here listening. In this very moment, is this state of observation happening? Can I watch myself while listening? Whatever is happening inside me. Isn't it a great freedom is present in this pure observation? There is no demand, you should be something else. There is no expectation. There is no motive. Even if all these movements are arising from the mind, you are able to observe them. So, you are not suppressing anything, allowing everything to flower. Yet there is another energy is available right now, and that is the energy of pure observation, pure listening. And that is deep inner freedom. Is this freedom present in this very moment? Just see it without asking or demanding it. So, when I am listening deeply, when there is this observation happening without the observer or the me or the past baggage, there is a flowering of deep attention. When I am fully present, there is a state of attention. You may call it choiceless awareness, as J. Krishnamurti often used this term. And this attention is another fundamental tool for inner freedom. Attention means freedom. When I am fully attentive in this moment, I am listening, I am observing with freedom. Because in this attention, there is no center, therefore there is no any boundary, there is no limit. This state of attention is limitless then. And it has one of the most important qualities of life, and that is pure love. Because there is no ego in it, there is no me, it has this quality of unconditional love. So, this loving attention is a state of inner freedom, which I feel is available to all of us in this very moment, if I am really open to it. It is not about any method how to get it. If I listen fully in this very moment, this loving attention is present. It is not that I have to get it somehow, because when the mind says I have to get it, again the thought comes with its story of the time, and it tries to get something as an experience, and this becomes an obstacle. This prevents this inner freedom. So, not to depend on any activity of the mind or thought. This attention can show us, help us to see the limits of the thought, of the mind, and put it in its right place. Then this living attention, this flame of living attention is our teacher, is our guide. How to live life beautifully, harmoniously, how to meet inner turmoil, if there is any fear, any sorrow. With this attention I can meet it fully. So, I am not saying it should not be there. Who am I to decide? Things are happening, the whole stream of consciousness is flowing through. But now another dimension or energy is available that is very empowering, and that empowering energy is this attention, loving attention. And this attention has all these inherent qualities of listening, of observing, of being sensitive, of compassion. Now, as I said in the beginning, that we listen to all these words and terms, and it is good that you let it go. So, we have described various tools, but at the end it is all one. They are not separate tools, listening, observing, awareness, attention, they are all one, or silence. It is just these words may trigger something inside you, that energy which is dormant, that is the only role of these words, and then you can forget it, let it go, and feel the fragrance, what is left. What I am experiencing now, can I offer full attention to that? That is my sacred work from moment to moment, without making it into a burden. And there may be, of course, there are moments when there is no attention, when there is no listening, there is no observation. Not to make it a problem. Can I be simply gently aware of the fact that now mind is reacting? That is okay. So, you are not making it into a problem. There is a sense of lightness. This is very important, simplicity and lightness to approach all these questions. So, friends, let us open it up for a deep dialogue. Feel free to bring any question, any observation.